Hey everybody, G Bear out here homesteading the desert. It is July 28th, Saturday, 2018. You're looking at the eggs I just pulled out of my chicken coop. That's right, a whole dozen eggs, a complete fresh new dozen. And inside the refrigerator, I've already got up on the top shelf up there, I've already got a dozen and a half. And I brought a dozen down to the OC to a friend who I was doing some work for, earnings for the yearnings. And then my other friend whose house I stayed at, he gave me some of his tomatoes. That's my friend Vince's tomatoes. That's the one I told you where he pollinates his plants with a toothbrush. And those are tomatoes that came off of his vine. So they're nice. They've got some Romas here too. And here's a zucchini he gave me. That's the second big one he gave me like that. I can't eat the whole thing, so I take the skinny part down here, and that's enough for one meal for me. And I don't have room to store it in the refrigerator. It'll go bad if I don't put it in there. So what I do is I chop up the rest of that into small little bite-sized pieces for the chickens, and they love it. All right. So we got that done. And yeah, it's been hot. I haven't posted recently, but it's down to 105 now. It was 112 a little while ago. But as you can see, the wind started blowing, so that's cooling things off a little bit. And let's move on outside. We're going to try to get through this as fast as possible so that I can take a shower here and get my dinner started and have a nice cold beer. All right, while I was down in the OC, my friend Bill had a new garage door installed, and he got rid of the sectional door and he got a sectional door, got rid of this flip-up door. Well, that door is 16 feet across this way and 7.5 feet tall. And he asked me if I wanted it, and I said, yeah. Well, we were going to take it apart, and I said, you know what? I've got to make a nice back wall for between my two containers right there. Now my containers are 8.5 feet, so I need to put a foot down at the bottom, and that's what all these cinder blocks are for. So I'm going to put a row of cinder blocks down here, or two, and then I'm going to put this up. Now notice that this has all metal frame on it. It's not wood frame. And it is kind of heavy, but not too heavy. But once I get that up here, then I can cut a couple of windows in on the upper section right here, so that right now this is a wind tunnel. The wind just gusts through here and knocks things over. That's why I have a 2x4 holding those doors up. They've been blown over a bunch of times. I wanted to get this thing fixed up a little bit better so that I could actually work back here if I needed to. So that wall will be up here, and then that'll block the wind from blowing through here as a wind tunnel. And then I'll have, later on, I'm going to put a false roof across all three sections, that one, the middle one, and that one. So there's an airspace between them, so when the sun beats down, it stays cooler inside. So that's one of the projects down the line, but I've got this thing for a wall here. So I'm going to have to unload this myself off this trailer. But for right now, I'm just going to disconnect the trailer, put it down on its feet. I got a back foot and a front foot, and let it sit right here because it's got a nice slope on it and it's deflecting the wind up high instead of rushing it through here really hard. And then when I get some more time, I'll get to work on this thing, because when I put the block down, I'm going to have to fill it with concrete. And I do have a bag of concrete there, so that's a start. So anyway, wanted to catch you up on that, and let's move on down to the garden house, and I'll show you the update on the plants down there. Sorry about pointing that at the ground. Yeah, I still have those big thunderheads building out over the mountains, and the humidity is up a little bit, but not super high, as you saw on the thermometer inside, or the weather station inside my cabin. All right, I got to get some more staples and restaple the sun cloth up. The wind took it down. All right, look at my cucumbers. They are going wild. They've grabbed a hold of the screen and they're running along the screen there, and they're running all the way into the tangerine tree. And these are taking a little bit longer to grow, but this group is really going. My grapevine looks nice and healthy. My Fuji apples is growing a lot of greenery on it. Potatoes, they got a little sun-dried, a lot of heat and dry air here. Sweet potatoes. My trees have grown like crazy, especially that second one in the smaller pot. It grew faster than this one. And I got my tomato cuttings here that Vince gave me, and they're all I just finished watering everything. But I got another flower here on my pear tree. So another growth coming out right there. And I think this one might pop, this little bud might pop. But I do have a couple of pears set. There's one right there, and there's one up here at the top. So we'll see how those do for this first year growing in pots here. I got to get bigger buckets than these. I got to get these up into something that size or larger. And then I'll top them once the heat wave is over and keep them down short. This one's got a lot of fresh growth, new growth on it, on some of the stems. This branch looks like it's gone, so I'll clip that one off. But it's got a brand new one growing out at the base down here, so that'll be fine. All right, peppers are coming up. I forgot to drill a drain hole in the bottom of this bucket for my tomatoes. And I've been watering them, wondering why they're drying out, and I just looked inside of it, and it's full to the top with water. So they're drowning. So there might be still some life in them. I'm going to get my drill and drill a hole in the bottom of the bucket, let some of the water run out, and see if they take back off again. Other than that, we'll see. One of these is a black creme. I think it's that one right there that I got from Vince. And that was just a little clipping, and it's already doubled in size. So that one's doing well. All right. That's about all there is. So we'll just call this a day and cut this video down. You see my turbine up there spinning like crazy, the wind blowing the flag. I've got my windproof microphone on, and I hope it's covering up the wind for you. And I'll see you in a little while when I post this. That's all. The girls are sitting in their swimming pool trying to cool off. G-Bear signing off.